All right, let's talk about something that should be super simple, but usually isn't. Editing a PDF. You'd think it would take, what, a few seconds? But for anyone who works with documents on a shared server, it can quickly turn into this whole complicated dance. Today, we're going to look at a tool, Syntergy's PDF Editor, that's built to fix that broken workflow for good.
So does this whole scene feel a little too familiar? Do you feel like you're wasting time, wasting clicks, just trying to make a simple change to a PDF? If you're managing documents in a system like Content Server, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It's this quiet little bottleneck that just eats away at your productivity, one file at a time. Let's just walk through this old way of doing things because it's a pain. First, you find the document you need. You download it to your computer. Then you have to find and open it in a totally separate desktop app. You make your changes, you hit save, which, by the way, just created a copy on your local machine. And then you've got to remember to go back into the system and upload it as a new version. And you're just hoping you got it right. Every single one of those steps is a chance for a mistake or just another distraction.
Okay, so that whole four-step shuffle we just talked about, all that clicking, downloading, re-uploading, here's the thing. It's not some necessary evil we just have to live with. It's really just an old, outdated way of working. And thankfully, there is a much, much better way.
And this is it. This is the better way. Syntergy's PDF Editor is a solution that plugs right into OpenText Content Server. And the most important part is right there on the screen. You edit PDF documents directly in your web browser. You never leave the system. That whole four-step process, poof, it just collapses down into one single simple step.
So how does it pull this off? Well, it's packed with features that directly attack all those old frustrations. You get a full-blown editor right in your browser. You can add digital signatures without ever touching a printer. You can fill out forms, add notes, highlights, all of it. And for anyone who's ever stared at a loading screen waiting for a massive PDF to open, that asynchronous loading is a game changer. It means you can see and start working on the first few pages instantly while the rest of the file loads in the background. No more waiting.
And that's really the bottom line here. This isn't just about a few minor tweaks. It's about completely cutting out entire steps from your daily work. It's about getting back all that time that was just being thrown away on downloading and uploading, and instead using it to do, your actual job. Now, this right here is a huge deal, and it goes way beyond just the user. On the one hand, you've got the classic corporate software story, right? Desktop installations, special plugins, tickets to the IT help desk, it's a whole thing. But on the other side, you've got Syntergy's tool, which is just a simple JavaScript library. What that means for you is it just works. And what it means for your IT team is no complicated rollouts, no maintenance headaches. It's just easy. Okay, so we've seen what it is and how it works. The big question is this actually for you? Let's do a really quick check to see if this lines up with the kind of work you do day to day. Just think about your typical day. Are you regularly needing to change text, add comments, or highlight things in PDF documents? Pretty simple question here. Are you always on the lookout for ways to make those routine tasks faster and honestly just less of a chore? And how about security? Does your job involve things like redacting sensitive info or applying official digital signatures to documents? And let's zoom out a little. Big picture, is your goal to build a smoother, more automated workflow for how documents get created, reviewed, and approved in your organization? Look, if you found yourself even just nodding along to one of those questions, then the answer is pretty clear. These are the exact problems that the PDF editor was designed from the ground up to solve. So a smart, slick tool like this doesn't just pop up out of nowhere, right? It takes real expertise. So who exactly is Syntergy, the company that actually built this? Well, the first thing you need to know is this number right here. 29 years. That's almost 3 decades focused specifically on the OpenText world. This isn't some new company trying to build a plugin. They have deep, deep roots and experience in this space. So, if you want the official description, they are a trusted provider of innovative, high-performance solutions for the OpenText suite. They've been at this since 1997, really focusing on building powerful tools for big enterprise-level companies. And you gotta understand, this PDF editor is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle for them. Their expertise covers all the really critical and frankly difficult areas of content management. Things like huge data migrations, tricky upgrades, performance tuning, and serious security solutions. It shows they get the whole picture, not just one small part of it. Nothing tells a story better than a happy customer. This quote from Nurion says it all.
It highlights two really important things. Their tools actually work, and their support is top-notch. When you see phrases like extreme patience and complex environment, that tells you this is a company that's going to be in the trenches with you, solving real problems, not just selling you a license and disappearing.
So we'll end on this, turning the question right back to you. Now that you've seen the old way versus the new way, just take a second and think about your team's current process. Think about all those little minutes lost every day, every week to downloading, switching apps, and re-uploading. And then ask yourself, how much time, money, and just plain frustration could a truly seamless workflow save your team?